It is time to connect to Congress, a segment where we talk directly with Washington lawmakers who represent us here in the San Joaquin Valley. Right now, we are talking with the Republican representative of California's 5th Congressional District, Tom McClintock, live from Washington, D.C. Congressman, thanks a lot for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
As a member of the House Budget Committee, what are your top priorities as you head into the week's hearings on the budget reconciliation bill?
Well, the reconciliation bill is absolutely essential if we're going to stop the biggest tax increase in American history, a tax increase that would take another $1,500 a year from a family that's earning just $75,000. That's what the Democrats are advocating. This bill will stop that tax increase and at the same time start making the hundreds of billions of dollars of spending reductions that are absolutely essential if we're going to save this country from literal bankruptcy.
Are there specific areas that you would like to get your red pen out or maybe your highlighter when it comes to the federal spending that you think could be reduced or restructured with this process?
Well, that is a candy store question, but let me start with simply restoring the Clinton-era work requirement for all entitlement programs. When that happened, we saw welfare rolls across the country cut by 50%. Those work requirements were abandoned under the Obama administration. We need to get them back in full force. The reconciliation bill is moving us in that direction. I hope it'll move us faster. And then you can start looking at the hundreds of billions of dollars of waste. In fact, I hear theft that DOJ has already revealed and uncovered. That's going to be a significant reduction in spending. That's what's absolutely essential. You want to know everything there is to know about the federal budget. There are only three numbers you need to know, 46, 64, and 94. 46% is the increase of inflation and population over the last 4 years. While inflation and population have grown 46%, revenues have grown 64%. That was after that was including the Trump tax cuts. The problem that's killing us is that third number. 94% is the increase in spending. So to sum it up in 4 words, it's the spending stupid.
Okay, there's the quote there. You're talking about waste, and there have been comments and concerns made about maybe a lot of waste coming from SNAP or Medicaid, but then, you also have the vulnerable Americans who rely on those programs, and certainly so many voted on President Trump wanting to get rid of waste. So how do you take care of both?
Well, you simply say that able-bodied adults have to look for work if they want to accept welfare, whether it's Medicaid or SNAP or any of the other welfare benefits. They need to do the same thing that all of the tax-paying are doing every day to support these programs. I don't think that's too much to ask. Medicaid was specifically designed for the aged, the blind, and the disabled. It was not intended for able-bodied adults. And that's the group that has caused an enormous expansion in our Medicaid spending.
All right. We've talked recently at length about tariffs, and you have said that you were not a fan of them outright, but now President Trump's found common ground with the EU and China. So what do you think about these lighter trade plans?
Well, they're not free, but they're a lot freer. And as I said all along, I was hoping that's what the president was aiming for with the tariff threats, is bringing them to the negotiating table and bringing down the trade barriers that have been erected on both sides that are suppressing not only our economy, but the world economy as well. They're moving toward an era of freer trade. I think that's going to be very important. The only economic indicator that actually matters is going to be the one that Americans will answer a year from now. Are you better off today than you were 2 years ago? The first 100 days of this administration, he secured the border and stopped the massive flood of illegal migration that's costing Americans about $150 billion a year to support and suppressing working family wages. The next 100 days has to be the reconciliation bill and getting the and regulatory burdens that are crushing this economy rolled back. And the third 100 days needs to be devoted toward restoring free trade to all nations in the world, and that certainly the direction we're moving in. If we're able to accomplish that, the answer to that all-important question next year is going to be a resounding yes. We're much better off than we were 2 years ago.
Governor Newsom will be sharing details today about the California budget. He's projecting a $16 billion loss in tax revenue that he says are a direct result of the tariffs. How do you think tariffs are affecting our economy here in California, especially with ag and manufacturing in your district?
Well, again, tariffs harm the economy of any country that imposes them, and ours is no different. The only justification for them is to leverage trading partners to reduce their trade barriers, and that's what the administration is doing. California's revenue problem because of tariffs. California's revenue problem is because we have elected one woke leftist ideologue after another, culminating with Gavin Newsom, who have destroyed California's business climate, set businesses and families fleeing the state, and imploded our revenues.
He said that in a couple of years he will stop allowing so many undocumented people from getting Medicaid. Is that a step you think in the right direction for him? Or Medi-Cal?
I think we should do it immediately. We should do that immediately for Medicaid across the country. And by the way, that should extend to any non-citizen. Every person who gets legal residency in this country swears an oath that they will not become a burden to American taxpayers. By going on Medicaid, they are breaking that oath. Medicaid should be solely for American citizens who are, and specifically those who are aged, blind, or disabled.
All right. Congressman Tom McClintock, thank you very much for your insight this morning and your time. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great day. We'll be right back.